scripture and know how to read it. Don't know if you notice my God's undefeated. And I'm not a layman, my knowledge is deeper. So if you got a question, I might have the reasons. I'm not gonna beat around bushes, I'm straight up. I'll see the seed if you pushing what made up. When you tryna dress up your scriptures, that's makeup. It be the God of the Christian that made us. Rabbit baboon, don't you panic too soon. Islam get refuted like Samuel Shamoon. Don't know y'all worship the man on the moon, but I prove that Jesus walked out of that tomb. How can I lose when I'm guided by God? Easy to see, I ain't trying too hard. Logical leaps, you jump high as a frog. Into the air in a sky full of fog. You need to just take a deep breath. I'm gonna break what you deeply respect. Don't be depressed, it ain't too complex. I know you can get it, now let's read the text. Stay blessed like can. Stay blessed like can. Stay blessed like can. Stay blessed like can. Been saved by the Savior the way God said. Stay blessed to the end. Make a change and repent. Amen. I'm crushing everything, war in the spirit. Y'all disrespect me, then of course I forgive it. But don't get all salty and sore, just admit it. There's only one holy one, y'all just ain't with it. See, you say Messiah, but don't know the meaning. You don't know God's energy, only your feelings. Y'all treat us like enemies, also revealing. But don't know eventually y'all gon' be kneeling. The truth of the word, I done studied it all. I know you been and can't love me at all. Can't even wish me the peace from Allah. Easy to see is to see from afar. Jesus is God, can you prove me wrong? Jesus is Lord even in the Quran. Jesus is King, you need to be reborn. Jesus will ring in the end of his long. You need to just take a deep breath. I'm gonna break what you deeply respect. Don't be depressed, it ain't too complex. I know you can get it, now let's read the text. Stay blessed like can. Stay blessed like can. Stay blessed like can. Stay blessed like can. Been saved by the Savior the way God said. Stay blessed to the end. Make a change and repent. Amen. Kenapologetics.
Okay, I'm not even sure if that video went through for YouTube right there. Yeah, Jesus does wink. He has eyes, yes. Jesus. And I don't think you understood the point of that. Because y'all Muslims can't get your minds out of the gutter. The point of that is Jesus is giving that something to think about. Hey, you just called me good. Indeed, I am that good one. So there you are. So YouTube, yeah, I think YouTube is starting here. So let's see if we can have Muslims, talking about. Let's get the likes up. In the meanwhile, let's double tap. Let's get the likes up. We just got started. You know. So there we are. We're just getting started. Let's get the double taps up and see if Muslims are able to answer this question about the Lord Jesus. Hey, Burgundy, God bless, bro. Hit the like, indeed. We just got started right here. So, Islam fails. Christianity wins. Christianity wins. With kiss I find you. Yeah. What's the question? If you request up, I'll ask you the question. Here, let me get it. I don't argue my faith. That's the difference. Well, you should. If you're gonna give da'wah, wouldn't you argue about the faith? Why would you run away from defending Islam? You know, Islam, where you have Muhammad consummating the marriage with a 9-year-old. I want to see if this contradicts your moral intuition, you know? And if y'all bring up Aisha, it's going to be over for you just like so. Rebecca was not 3. In Genesis 24, verse 10, she was carrying water for camels. Are you telling me a little 3-year-old girl was carrying water for 10 camels? You know how much water camels drink? Can't be. Can't be a 3-year-old, no. But it's very real that when Muhammad consummated the marriage with a 9-year-old, and got married to her when she was 6. How old was she? Rebecca was not 3. Show me the verse. Show me the verse. And you know what's interesting is even Jake the metaphysician himself, the Muslim metaphysician, right? he says no, you Muslims stop using that argument. It's terrible. She was not 3. So Jake the metaphysician, the Muslim, he would want to support his dawah, right? He said, hey, that's a terrible argument. Rebecca was not 3. However, in your hadith, it is true. It's unanimously agreed upon. Aisha was 9 when Muhammad, the 54-something-year-old man, consummated the marriage with her. That's not okay, is it? The woman Rebecca, Genesis 24:16, was very attractive in appearance, had not known man. Yep. Show you the verse where Aisha was 9. Well, it's not in the verse, bro. It's in your hadith, in the in the Sunni hadith. So it is in the Sunni hadith, you know. Burgundy Kefa, God bless you, bro. Good morning indeed. Good morning, good afternoon, you know. Good morning. I guess if you're in the UK, right? You're not Sunni? Okay. I guess you're not Sunni. Still, it's in your hadith, it's in the traditions. And I would say that they're fairly early, so there you go. So yeah, but we'll see if there are any worthy Muslim willing to discuss. And willing to discuss. So yeah, let's see. Tyler Dyson said the Quran is a fictional storybook, indeed, and it has many contradictions as well. And many contradictions. Can you carry your burden or not? Well, the Quran would say yes and no at the same time, in the same breath. Oh, we confirm the previous scriptures, but they're also corrupted. Oh, you can also clear up your doubts according to Surah 1094 with the corrupted book. No, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, you know. The fictional storybook. You can't prevail with Islam. Can you read and explain Matthew 7:21-23? Yeah. So not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Right? You need to build your house on the stable foundation. That's Jesus himself. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 13-15. Paul talks about how certain people can lay their foundation upon something which is more firm, like gold, for example, or something like straw. So you need to have a firm foundation. Jesus needs to be your gold. Jesus is wisdom. Wisdom is gold, according to Proverbs. So, yeah, what's the problem there? And Kyrios, right there, you know, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, basically, the only instance when you look, for example, in the book of Zechariah and the various parts in the Old Testament, in Ezekiel as well, God himself, as Jason A. Staples has mentioned, God himself is the only one who is called Kyrios. Nobody else is called Kyrios. Jesus is called Kyrios. Therefore, Jesus is God. So, it's that simple. That's it. Mhm. So yeah. Here we go. You agree on the contradictions? To be honest, the Quran is a madman's book. Tyler said that. Yeah, man. So Muslims, where the Muslims at? Where are the worthy Muslims? You know, where in the Bible does it say Jesus is God? If you request up, let's talk about it. I'll show you why he's God in the Bible as well. Jesus prevails even in the Bible. You know, even in the Bible. What is scientifically proven? Genesis 24:16. The woman Rebecca was very attractive. Yes. Can you read John 1:18? Yeah, Jesus reveals the Father. What's the problem? Jesus reveals the Father. Exodus 33:20. 1 Timothy 1:17. Why don't you come up and discuss about it? You know? What's the problem here? So it makes sense for Muhammad. Police be upon him to complete it. Yeah, police be upon him because he consummated the marriage with a 9-year-old. Yep. He consummated the marriage with a 9-year-old Aisha. Would y'all believe that? Where are the worthy Muslims at today? Are you not worthy? Where are the worthy Muslims? The Bible is the word of Jesus because Jesus is God. Okay, it's not the writing of Jesus. Yeah, Jesus doesn't need to write it. The Bible is the equivalent of the Hadith. No, it's not the equivalent of the Hadith. The Bible is better than the Hadith. How old was Mary when Joseph married her? According to the Proto-Evangelium James, she was 16, not 12. She was 16. Muhammad, however, in the Hadith tradition, he was 54, 56, and he consummated the marriage with a 9-year-old Aisha. Your beloved prophet consummated the marriage with a 9-year-old. So let's see, if today, if Muslims are willing to deal with these contradictions against moral intuitions, contradictions against the very Islamic sources we're going to be bringing up. Where are the Muslims at? Aisha was not 19, bro. I can show you where she was 9 when he consummated the marriage with her. So if you're talking about how she grew to be 19, okay, like that doesn't matter. Okay, so she grew to be 19. But the point is, she married him when she was 6 or 7, and she consummated the marriage with him when she was 9. That's the point. And you can't escape that, Can't escape that. That's Islam for you. Your beloved prophet, the 54-something-year-old man, right? He consummated the marriage with a 9-year-old Aisha, little girl, little shoulders, all the rest. That's Islam for you, That's Islam. But let me show this, since we're curious about this. Hello?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Yourself?
Good. Thank you. Yeah, are you a Muslim?
Did you actually say? Yeah, I'm a Muslim. Did you actually say Mary was 16 years?
I said that Aisha was 9 when she consummated the marriage.
No, I'm talking about Mary and Joseph. Mary, was she 16 years?
Yeah, she was 16 according to the Proto-Evangelium James.
According to the Catholic Encyclopedia, how old was she?
The Catholic Encyclopedia, what quotation? What source?
No, it says, according to the Catholic Encyclopedia, she was 12. Then Joseph was somewhere 80 plus.
Yeah, and what is it talking about there? So can you show me the quote? Just to be clear. Yeah, just to be clear.
You can Google it right now.
Yeah, just to be clear.
According to Catholic Encyclopedia, how old was Mary and Joseph when they got married?
Perfect.
According to Catholic Encyclopedia,
yes.
Mary was 12, Joseph was 80.
Really?
80 plus.
80 plus? Okay. Just to be clear, before I'll search it up for you. But before we even search it up, do you think that the Catholic Encyclopedia is authoritative for Christians to hold to? Can it err?
No, but before any other
Can you answer my question?
Christianity was Catholicism. And your history
wait. One moment. Can you answer my question? Can it have errors?
What's your question?
Can it have errors?
Can you have what?
Can it have errors? Wrongs? Can it be wrong?
Errors? Are you talking about mistakes?
Yes.
In relation to what?
Can the Catholic Encyclopedia have mistakes, have wrongs, things that are wrong?
Even the Bible itself have mistakes. So what's the point?
So are you gonna not answer the point? We're wondering right here. I'm asking you, is the Catholic Encyclopedia?
The point is, I don't know if Catholic Encyclopedia has errors or not.
Perfect.
What I know is that the Bible itself is full of errors.
Do Catholics? Yeah, your Quran has many errors.
I said Bible. I never mentioned Quran. You are the one mentioning Quran.
Yeah, your Quran has many errors and is not perfectly preserved word for word.
But so are you saying Bible has no errors?
The Bible has no errors. I would say that your Quran has errors.
Okay,
For example, does the sun run on its own course, according to your Quran?
I don't know. I don't know whether the sun run on this one.
Okay, how about we read it together just to see the various answers that your Quran gives me? Your different Qurans. So do you have Surah 36, 38?
Where Jesus is in line.
Do you have Surah 36?
You can read it for us.
Okay, Surah 36, 38. Do you have your Quran with you?
Just read it. I don't have any Quran with me. Just
you don't have your Quran? Okay, I got you right here. So Surah 36, 38. Okay, let me show the screen real quick. So you say that your Quran is preserved word for word, right?
Yeah, so read what you have. Read what you have.
Just before we get there, do you say that your Quran is preserved word for word? So that means there are no differences in the manuscripts, even in words?
In the manuscripts, look, Quran came in 7 different dialects. 7 different dialects.
Yes, I know.
And
so there are different recitations.
But they sound different. That is the point.
Yes, the Kira, I know.
It's not like the Bible.
Yeah, can you just answer my question? Do you have different Qurans that will say different things?
Your question. There are no different Qurans. There's only one Quran. So
okay, so is there such a thing as the Warsh version of the Quran?
My brother, read the. Are you going to talk about different Quran, or you are going to point? You are
yeah.
Going to
So
talk about
let's read it together.
I
got you. Surah 36, 38. The sun travels for its fixed term. That is the design of the Almighty All-Knowing. So I ask you this. Does the sun run for its fixed term?
Yes, according to, so that's what you read the Quran says.
Okay,
so
and then so that means it does, right? So if it says no, right? If it says no, then that means that would be a contradiction, right? Hello? Are you still there? Are you there? Here, let me read to you the contradiction since you're running here. Look at the tafsirs. This is the tafsir 36, 37 through 40. 36, ayat 37 through ayat 40. Look at you running. Ibn Kathir. Look at what Ibn Kathir says. Ibn Kathir records Ibn Masud and Ibn Abbas. By the way, Ibn Masud, he's one of the top reciters according to Muhammad in the hadith, right? Ibn Masud and Ibn Abbas, the cousin of Muhammad, may Allah be pleased with them, recited this ayah as, and the sun runs with no fixed course for a term. So that's a direct contradiction in your manuscripts right there. Ibn Masud, one of the best reciters of the Quran, he just said there's no fixed course. In your current Quran right now, Surah 36, 37, 36 through 38, it says, 36 and 38, it says, the sun does travel for a fixed term. Contradiction. Jesus is God indeed, amen. How are you going to escape that? You can't. And he ran. Robot mode? Yes, robot mode, indeed. He ran. Brother, Catholic Encyclopedia, yes, without last ism dies, yes. He just appealed to that, you know. He just appealed to that. So. Robot mode. But yeah, you know, Jesus reigns today, and you got in to hear that?
Yeah, hello?
Hello. Are you there?
Yes, I am, yeah. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, awesome. You're a Muslim?
Yes, I'm Muslim. I just want you to clarify something, as I'm not gonna debate and I'm not that religious. It's just like my parents were Muslims. So, yeah, I just want you to clarify something for me, if you don't mind.
Okay. You don't want me to ask the question?
Yeah, okay, but like we don't get mad or angry, right? That's like not a debate. I just wanna get like a good example, so I know that's right. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, good. Okay. It's like when you debate, I've seen it. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm just kind of in a rush. Yeah, so like when I've seen it many times, like when a Muslim and a Christian they debate, they say like they're just like it's they say it's three. It's not three gods. It's like one in like it's like one in three. So how is that? Can you explain it?
Yeah, when you ask the question, what is it? You say one God. When you ask the question, who is it? You say Father, Son, Holy Spirit, three persons.
Yeah, but like how can Jesus made Mary before he burns?
Yeah, Jesus also had the divine nature prior to him taking on the human nature. So that's why Jesus was able to be in existence prior to Mary. Jesus, in his divine nature, made Mary, created Mary, but Jesus, in his human nature, was born from Mary.
Okay, but do you think that you can collapse Muslims just by saying Aisha was 9?
No, I think that I can collapse Muslims as I have, two Muslims before by asking this very simple question. Do you think that it's morally okay for a father to give off his daughter, who is a prepubescent daughter, to another man for marriage without her permission? Is that okay?
No, but like they talk about when they talk about the age, I think in American 1980s, it was allowed to marry a woman who is 6 or 7 this time.
Yeah, we're not talking about age though. We're talking about, is it okay for a father to give off his daughter for marriage without his daughter's permission, and she's a prepubescent girl? Is that okay?
I don't know about that. I haven't heard of that, but I
Okay.
have heard of the other one when they say she was only 9. I haven't
Perfect.
heard that debate.
I got you. Yeah, so I'm sure, you being a Muslim, you've heard that many times, her being 9. I want to ask you this specific other question, which is it okay for a father to give off his daughter, who is a prepubescent little girl, prepubescent, not yet hitting puberty, giving her off to a groom for marriage without her permission? Is that okay?
But where does it say it was without her permission?
I got you. I got you. So,
Uh,
if look, this is why I think that this is where I think that Islam does collapse. Right?
Yes,
You
because
mentioned.
I told you that I'm not religious and I just came for a question, but I can tell you what is it.
Okay, I got you here. So here, I'll share the screen right here so you can see. You know the jurisprudence of Islam?
Can you show me?
Yeah. I'll show you here. Do you know the jurisprudence of Islam? The madhabs. So this is the Muslim website, Dora.net, right? This is an Islamic website right there. You can see, not a Christian website at all. It is concerning, the madhabs. Okay, this is the 4 madhabs that you have. Okay, so let me show you what's going on here. Right?
Yeah, it's good.
Specifying the bride and groom, the 4 madhabs agree that the specifying the groom and the bride is required and condition that must be fulfilled. Right, so bride and the groom. So talks about puberty. Okay, so the majority of the scholars name the madhab, etc., But this is the relevant part right here. Okay, let's read this together. Approval of the bride and the groom if either of them has not reached puberty. Approval of the bride who has not reached puberty. Ruling on the father who is marrying off his virgin daughter who has not reached puberty to the groom. The 4 madhabs agree that the father has the right to marry his virgin daughter who has not reached puberty without her permission. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not okay with that. How is it that a father can sell off his daughter, give off his daughter who has not reached puberty without her permission? Are you okay with that? Once again, not a Christian website. This is concerning the madhabs. And notice, who agrees with this? Who agrees? This is the 4 madhabs. The 4 madhabs agree with this. Hello, are you there? Are you there? You gotta go? You gotta rise in another Muslim chat? So you're not gonna be able to answer that, right? Is that what you're telling me? That's Islam for you, you know? That's Islam. Where you have a father selling off the daughter prepubescent without her permission. It's one thing to sell her off with her permission. Right? Maybe she says yes, and then you want to contextualize that in your Islamic paradigm. This is different. It's without her permission. They would say anything. But yes, it is true though. You know, back then in the United States, back then, you had certain people who were okay with marrying those who were not fully adults, like they were not 18 yet. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The problem here is this is without her permission, right? Without her permission, she's a prepubescent girl. And marriage, isn't it supposed to be long term? Why is it that this little girl has to go into this in Islam without her own permission? Without her own permission, why is that? Is it a common tactic to leave before the argument? Jason, they hear the argument, or sometimes they indeed leave before the argument. Yes, it's a very common tactic. It's happened twice now. The guy before and just this person right here. Women rights versus Islam. Pick one. True.
No, I don't know what you're reading, but Islam does not allow forcing a girl into marriage without her consent.
Okay.
And a marriage cannot be, consummated before puberty. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I know you want to be slick.
So,
You want to say stuff that irritates people during Ramadan and stuff. But the funny thing is when you're asked about Jesus, how was Jesus? How did Jesus create the world?
Yeah, can we address what you just
Mary
said?
Before he was born, and you started saying some crazy stuff. Now, let me ask you a question.
It's not crazy. Wait. One moment. Did you not just make a statement? Can I respond to that? All right, Mosquito.
Yeah, go ahead, Slick Mouth.
All right, Mosquito. All right, Mosquito. Make sure you also double tap as well. So I just showed you your encyclopedia on the madhhabs right here. So this is what the 4 madhhabs agree upon. Genius. So your 4 madhhabs unanimously, they agree that the bride can be married off without her own permission. So that's what I'm talking about. Jesus, qua divine nature, was never born. Jesus, qua human nature, was born. Simple. If you can't grasp the philosophy, don't jump into the field. Don't jump into the field if you can't grasp it, right? Mosquito, yes, his name was literally Mosquito. Not a good name to be having on TikTok, isn't it? And then jumping on and talking about this. We can keep the discussion respectful if you want, you know. Hello, how's it going?
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah. Is it okay if I showed you this agreement on the madhhabs? From the madhhabs?
I don't follow any madhab.
Are you a Sunni Muslim?
No, I'm a Muslim.
Okay. Do you believe in Sunni Islam?
No, I don't believe in Sunni Islam.
Okay. Are you a Qurani? You only believe in the Quran?
No, I'm a Muslim that follow the Quran only.
You're Qurani. Okay, so yeah, only the Quran, right?
Yeah, but you have not discussed. I'm asking you, do you think it's wrong for someone to give his child, his 9-year-old child, without consent? Do you think it's wrong?
Without the person's consent, right there. So I think that it would be wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. And so
where did you get? Okay, good. I'm asking you, where do you get that it's wrong?
From my moral intuition. So
can you show me where you get it? You are a Christian. Can you show me where you get it?
Let me pull out my moral intuition real quick. Boop. There it is. That's my moral intuition.
Okay. You're an atheist. You're an atheist, right?
No, I'm not an atheist, you know. So can we address this?
So prove it. Wait, now, listen now. Prove it that is wrong by your Christianity standard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I need to prove it. I think it's just a moral intuition. I don't need to prove my moral intuition, which many people will also have. You should not be able to marry off your. You should not. One more. You should not be able to marry off your daughter without your own daughter's permission.
Why is it wrong? I agree with you, but tell me why is it wrong?
Yeah, it's wrong based on the moral intuition I just told you. And our
Where do
moral
you get that
intuition.
from? The government, right? The government told you it's wrong, right?
The government?
You're an atheist.
No, it's not in the government. Yeah,
You
it's
obey
not
the
a government.
The government said it's wrong. You believe it's wrong.
Wait, you just said the government?
Yes.
I don't get it from the government.
Okay, where do you get it from? Where do you get it from?
I don't get my moral intuition from the government.
Tell me, where do you get that from? It's from the government. Tell me, where do you get it from? Because
I don't
the
get.
New Testament never told you how to marry.
I just pulled out.
Listen
I just
now.
pulled out my. I just pulled. Look. I just pulled out my
Listen,
moral
The
intuition.
New
right there.
Testament, listen. The New Testament never told you how to marry, who to marry.
Yeah.
The New Testament have no clue of how to marry. So tell me, where do you get your moral right how to get married?
Yeah.
From the government. The white wedding
the
is from the
government.
government.
No.
Any wedding you are doing according to Christianity,
It's not from the government.
Any wedding you are doing, wait now, listen. Any wedding you are doing according to Christianity is according to the government.
Okay, Jason has a question for you. Why is it wrong to eat people?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Why is it wrong to eat people?
What?
Jason.
Yes, because
Jason.
God
Yeah.
told us not to eat people.
So if God
Yes.
says so if God says that it's okay to eat people, you should eat people. You're gonna eat people.
Yeah, if I believe in God that says you eat people, I will eat people. Do you understand?
No.
Do you understand?
Yes,
You
I
see?
understand. I understand. Thank you. Have a good one. Yeah. So if your God tells you to eat people, go ahead and eat people. Yeah. So if God tells you to eat people, you're gonna eat people. Say less. Say less. Really now. If God tells you to eat people, you're gonna eat people. That's Islam for you. People, but let's double tap. Let's get the likes up. In the meanwhile, that's not God talking. That's not God talking. Kifa? No. All right. For me, how I would answer that is God would not tell people to eat people at all. Right? He would not. He would not tell people to commit immorality such as cannibalism. The Bible is clear on marriage. I mean, it is. Yeah, it is. So, because God, in His good nature, He would not command something. It's actually impossible for Him to command something evil like so. So, since Genesis, yeah, indeed, yeah, the Bible is clear on marriage ever since Genesis. Genesis itself. Yo, what's up? Since Genesis. Do you understand? What do you mean? What do you understand? Hello?
Kana. So you claim this. My first question is, from where have you gotten this source?
Yeah, I'm getting this on the Islamic website, Al-Dorar, right here. And you can see it's on the section 2, conditions of marriage contract. You want me to show you again?
No, it's not that you need to show me. I've already seen it. But the thing is, you're showing proof of a website, things of a website. Can you show me the books? So it's not manhaf, it's madhaib. Can you show me a book of the Hanafiya that says that this rule is clear?
Wait, this...
Let's see, if you look at the books of Fiqh al-Akbar, of Fiqh al-Absad, does it state? No, it doesn't. If you look at Hadith, it doesn't. Multiple Muslims have claimed
this
that you
is
are
not in the
wrong.
Hadith. This is not in the
Wait.
Hadith, of course. I'm talking about the
From where is
4
it?
madhabs.
Oh,
It's the
yeah,
4...
you know, madhaib.
I don't have the
madhaib,
physical
yeah.
book. I don't have the physical book, but you have this this Islamic website indicating right here. They're having their own...
Yes.
Look, they're showing you the 4 madhabs. So let me ask you this.
No, wait.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do the 4 madhabs agree that a father can give off his daughter or his son who is a prepubescent without their permission?
No, he can't, because you
No, he
clearly
can't?
stated
Can you
proof
show me
that
the
isn't
source?
back. Listen, no, wait. You are... Listen to me. You are showing proof of a website that's not trustworthy. You're just... You pulled up a website. You think it's trustworthy, and you tell it to us.
Wait, this...
I need... No, can you show me? Can you show me online
I
from
just-
a book
wait.
of the Hanafiya? Wait, let me talk. Can you show a book of the Hanafiya, Shafi'iyya, Hanbaliya, or the Malikiyya that states, show me in Arabic in a book of Fiqh al-Akbar or any book of any madhab that this states, you're showing me proof of a site with no chain of narration, with no clear imam, with no author.
a site with no... Yeah, of course the site has no chain of narration.
Exactly. So why do you think
so why are
it's
you trying...
trustworthy?
One, don't cut me off. So my point here is you see this very explicitly. The 4 madhabs agree that the father can marry off the daughter or the son, or the daughter or son, the prepubescent one, without their permission. That's what you have. You cannot show me the source, right? I don't have to. One moment. I don't have to show you. I don't have to show you every single thing in the physical book. Such as when I show you the hadith, right? let's say it's Sahih Abu Khari, okay? I don't need to show you that in a physical book. That's not my point.
Sure,
The
I'm
point,
not telling
the
you
point
truth
is,
in the
the point is,
physical book.
the
You
point
can
is,
just search it up. But
the
secondly,
point is,
okay,
one moment,
okay,
why are you
talk,
cutting me
talk,
off?
talk.
Why are you cutting me off?
No, talk, you
Yeah,
can talk.
so the point here is that you do see that it is on an Islamic website, and you can't escape it. You can't show me to the contrary. You can't show me to the
Wait.
contrary.
Okay,
You can't show
okay.
me to the
Okay, let me
contrary.
tell you. Okay.
Yeah, is the four madhabs.
Okay, can I talk now? Okay, let's say there's a Islamic group of Afghanistan. Yeah, they make a site. Listen, and they say all the four madhab can marry 6-year-old girls. Would you believe that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Just answer with yes or no question.
So I would need to see the
No,
website.
yes or no
Look,
question.
look. Yeah, so I would need to see the website. That's why I told you, look, I'm gonna show the website. When I was showing it to the first or second guy, I was transparent. Hey, this is where I'm getting it from. You can see it's Adorar, Islamic website. Here's the general supervisor. I'm not hiding anything. Section 2, conditions of marriage contract. I'm not hiding anything. Now here's the second. Now here's the second point. If it's an Islamic website, right? Why would they want to show this very embarrassing detail in their own website when they're supposed to be doing dawah, right? When they're supposed to be doing dawah. What I'm saying is this is very clearly them not having the bias, and they're just showing what true Islam is like. So I would not want to be living under the Islamic jurisprudence, because you can see right here the father gets to marry off his daughter or son who are not, who are prepubescent and they without their permission.
Okay, can I talk now? Okay, listen. I'm going to ask you a question. If you can't answer this, you're clearly a hypocritical person. Can you prove me that the statement in that book claims that the father can make a prepubescent girl marry with a man? If you can prove that to me, if you can give me a source from multiple books. No. Listen. Yeah. If you can only give me that website, and you can't prove me that website is made by a trustworthy imam, has a good chain of narration, and it's just made up by a website that calls themselves the Islamic website, then you're clearly hypocrite. Because you haven't looked in the books of... Let me talk. You haven't looked in the books of the Hanafiya. You haven't looked in the books of the Hanafiya, and the Malikiyya, and the Hanbaliyya, or the Shafi'iyya. Only thing you have done, searched up, can Islamic men or fathers make the pubescent girls marry with men? Okay. You went to the website and you trusted it.
So just to be clear...
is that reliable, yes or no?
So thank you for your final question. I'm gonna answer. Okay, so this website is reliable, and I'm showing you the whole website.
Prove it.
Stop cutting me off. So I'm showing you that it is reliable right here with the various sources that are present in front of you. I just showed you an inductive argument as to why you can trust this website. If it is truly an Islamic website, why would they bring forth this very embarrassing detail that is in fact very detailed? It's not just concerning the father marrying off the daughter who is a prepubescent without the daughter's permission. It's some other stuff as well. Look, it's the legal criteria of the guardian, guardianship in marriage. It's concerning the order of the guardians in marriage. It's concerning being free of any obstacles that might prevent the marriage from being valid. Witnesses and announcements. Compatibility. It's bringing forth a whole bunch of just other details that would show an inductive argument that yes, this website is reliable. And so I'm showing you. So going back to your original question, one moment. I'm showing you right here. Quote: ruling on the father who is marrying off his virgin daughter who has not reached puberty to the groom. The four madhabs unanimously agree that the father has the right to marry his virgin daughter who has not reached puberty without her permission. So your original question was, can you show me the source? Here's the source. I know later on. I know later on you try to qualify by saying, can you show me something else like multiple sources? I don't need to show you multiple sources. I'm showing you based on the inductive argument that this website is reliable, and you can see that it's an Islamic website. It would not want to make things up like this, especially when it's so embarrassing when you have Islam allowing this kind of a marriage.
Okay, can I talk now? You just told me. You literally told me you can prove the site is reliable. Go to the site. Go to the place where it says who wrote it, and then we'll see if it's reliable. Go show it.
Yeah,
don't show who wrote it.
Perfect. I got you right here. So you want to see like a supervisor, right? Like who's supervisor, right? I got you right here. Let me show you the supervisor. Yeah, that's right. This is the same website, right? The Islamic website, not my website. Look, let me show you. Just more. You want more info? Here's some more info, right? So here's some more info if you want that, right? And then you can see right here, the general supervisor is this person right here. Look at how detailed it is. Look, this is the relevant part where you get to marry off your daughter who has not reached puberty without her permission. That's the relevant part, which is absurd, right? And the 4 madhabs, how many? How many? The 4 madhabs agree. Not just one, not 2, not 3, a unanimous. One moment. And then look, I'm going to show you the inductive argument that I was making, that this website is reliable. It's not just this section and it's like cut off out of context. No, look at what it gives you. Guardianship and marriage. Legal criteria of the guardian, right? It shows you the order of the guardians in marriage. It shows you the being free of any obstacles that might prevent marriage, witnesses and announcement, right, etc. Compatibility. So it's showing you a whole bunch of details for no reason if this were unreliable. No, this is reliable. That's why it's showing you so much detail. So I'm showing you. So I'm showing you, yes, this website is reliable based on the inductive argument.
Okay, you've said 4 times it's reliable. Let me ask you something. If you can't answer this, look, listen. Okay, so no one knows that guy. Then his name is Alawi Abdul Bakhir something. I'm gonna ask the chat. Does any Muslim in the chat know the person? And is the Sheikh reliable? And then secondly,
wait. Why don't you ask the Christians as well? Why don't you ask the Christians as well?
Christians, do you know Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi? Do you know Alawi al-Mukhadi? You don't. Listen, look, no one says they know him. Listen, let me talk. Okay, so in the text, does anywhere say a source? The only thing you do, you say, okay, this guy wrote it. I know. Be quiet. Be quiet.
Wait, just to be clear. I show you the general supervisor. I showed you the super. You were asking for it, so I showed you the supervisor. So now your curiosity is satisfied, right?
Okay, now I can I now talk?
Is it satisfied?
Okay, he has references. He has arguments. He has statements. Is there anywhere in his refutations, does it say any source? Is there any source listed, yeah or no?
Yeah. So right here you can see. Yeah, you can see right here. It's
okay, give me a hadith, a Quran, a
book. Bro, do you think that every single ruling from your 4 madhabs must be found in the Quran or the hadith? Yes or no?
No.
No? Okay, so why are you asking that question? Ridiculous argument.
I am asking the question because it's not found in any
ridiculous. Book. All right, have a good one, bro.
Oh my God.
Have a good one.
No, listen. Why don't you let me talk?
Thank you. You can't prove something contrary.
I can.
No, you can't. We haven't seen the proofs, man. You're appealing to the audience, you know. Oh man, so the Quran is not the holy book. Indeed, US, bro. Yeah. Andrew, God bless you, brother. God bless. Yeah, he needs to see a book instead of website, basically. Yeah. So in Islam, you know, if you accept Islam, you would have to accept that? Really? Do y'all want to live under that kind of jurisprudence? I don't think so. For me, no. Not that kind. I don't want to live under that Sharia. So I don't want to live under that. But in Islam, you would need to accept that. Y'all okay with that? These guys don't realize how dumb they appear on live. Indeed, US. Trend tracker. That's basically, bro. Jason said, I like how this guy's argument was, I don't know that guy. True. I don't know that guy, Andrew. Indeed, yeah. I don't know him. So therefore, I don't know him. So therefore, it's unreliable, right? I don't know him. It's that simple. If I don't know him, then he's unreliable. If I know him, he's reliable. Hello?
Hello, so what's up?
Yeah, so I'm just asking, are you a Muslim, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, God bless you. Yeah, peace be with you from Jesus. So today, I'm asking people what they think about, you know, this particular quotations right here. Right? Were you here in the very beginning, you know, when I was showing this already?
Oh, yeah, it's about like how the father can give the daughter to marriage,
Yeah, let me just show you, you know. So you want to get the context, right? You don't want to cut things off, so.
Yeah, I know the argument, yes. Yeah,
okay, so this is here, right? You can see there's a general supervisor and all the rest, right? And it's talking about on a whole thing, a whole bunch of stuff, right? So let's read this relevant part right here, okay? So the approval of the bride who has not reached puberty, ruling on the father who is marrying off his virgin daughter who has not reached puberty to the groom. The 4 madhabs, notice, unanimous, right? Every single one. If you live under Sharia, you would have this. Yeah. Agree that the father has the right to marry off his daughter, his virgin daughter, who has not reached puberty without her permission. So, and then you can read more if you want, you know, get the context if you want. But I'm saying, yeah. What I'm saying is this is morally absurd. It is contradictory to my moral intuition. Is it contradictory to your moral intuition?
Wait, I'm just reading something of the daughter, the other view, her other guidance on. Yeah, wait, read the bottom.
The bottom? All right, I got you. Here.
Yeah,
ruling.
The other view. No, wait, it says the other view.
The other view?
Yeah.
What is it? Hold on.
The other view.
This one? This part?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Here. The other view. So let's read the full context right here. Here. Marrying off a non-virgin girl who has not reached.
Wait. I want to just. I know that I just read. Just read the bit where it says the other view.
Yeah, we're gonna get the context, bro.
Go ahead.
So what's the other view on about, right? So marrying off a non-virgin girl who has not reached puberty. The scholars differed on the ruling of marrying off a non-virgin girl. So notice, non-virgin girl who has not reached puberty. The majority of scholars, named the Hanafi, Hanbali, and Maliki scholars, hold that the view that the father can marry off his non-virgin daughter who has not reached puberty without her consent. The other view does not allow at all, be it was the father of any of her guardians until she reaches puberty and gives her consent. This is the view of the Shafi'i madhab, and one of the views in the Hanbali madhab, as well as the adopted position of etc., right? So
yeah, wait. Ibn Shubrama's position is also that the girls in general, they can't. They have to attain puberty and stuff if they want to get married off and stuff. It's a universal ruling. It's in Shar al-Mumti, volume 12, page 57 to 59.
Okay, perfect. So does that contradict this?
Yeah, I can grant that. Wait, I can just hold to this position and just reject the other position.
Wait. So you can reject. Wait. So just to be clear, you can reject a position that's unanimously agreed by the four madhabs.
Because you know what Abdullah ibn Shubram is.
No, I don't. Just to be clear, I don't. Just to be clear, can you answer my question first? Can you answer my question? So you can disagree. You can disagree with a position held by the four madhabs.
Yeah, because there's no ijma constituted. It doesn't ikhtilaf and stuff. Because the four madhabs don't grant an ijma. It's whether all of the salaf agreed on a position. And since Abdullah ibn Shubrama is a part of the salaf, and I can make the argument because he's a tabi'un, he has more authority than the four imams of the four madhabs because they're tabi'uns. Because Abdullah, you know who Abdullah ibn Shubrama's teacher is?
No. So just to be clear, I just answered your question. I just answered your question. So now I'm gonna no. Wait. Why don't you let me finish? Yeah, why don't you let me finish? Right? I just answered your question, so let me finish my answer. So I just said no. And so just to be clear, you would disagree with the four madhabs agreeing that the father has the right to marry his virgin daughter who has not reached puberty without her permission, correct?
Well, I can't even grant this position.
Yes or no, correct?
Yeah, I don't hold. I can just hold this position with this
position. Okay, yeah. I got you.
So can I now finish?
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm just zooming in just so the Muslims can see.
Yeah, so first of all, that position is in reference to the contract. This doesn't mean they're living together in the same house, the husband and the wife, because Al-Baghawi states here that if she's prepubescent and that that the father gives her off the marriage, and that the husband says, yeah, give her to me, and I won't have intercourse with her. She can just live with me and stuff. The parents are supposed to refuse and stuff, and she has to live in the house until she attains the age of puberty, and then she has a decision. So there's a contract and a consummation. The contract is where it's just a written thing, okay?
Right. So I got you. Understood. So you're saying there's no consummation. I know. So just to be clear, this little girl who's a prepubescent, she's gonna get married off by the father without her own permission, and you're okay with that. Just to be clear, right?
Yeah, that's fine, because when she attains puberty, she gets the option to either consummate the contract and live with him, or she can just reject the contract, and then there's no waiting period. She can just reject the contract, and nothing will happen.
Oh, really? Yeah. So that means you can marry and then just get a divorce just like that, and it's not but finger.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because as long as there's no consummation, then there's no waiting period. There's a negation of it.
Yeah, perfect. So just to be clear, you're okay with that. So I would say that's morally absurd.
What's the reductio? Yeah.
I would say it's the reductio is that this is morally absurd to even accept this in the first place. Yeah. I would say it's based on my moral intuition, so I don't need the argument.
Yeah, that's just
so it's based on
no.
No. One moment, don't cut me off. So I've shown you
I
this.
cut you
Look,
off. I'm
you
responding
did,
to
you
what
did, you did.
said.
I was finishing. So I've shown this exact quotation before, and 2 Muslims admitted that this was wrong. So
Yeah, that's
I'm
just
showing
not
one moment,
honest.
Don't cut me off.
Don't
Don't
cut
cut me off. Don't cut me off. Right. So don't cut me off. Thank you. So I've shown this to 2 Muslims before, and they've shown, yeah, this is wrong. And so that's why I'm saying that this is my moral intuition as well. That this is clearly wrong. If you don't hold to it, then okay. Have a good one. Thank you. Thank you. So that's not ad hoc at all. That's not ad hoc. If I've shown you myself having that moral intuition, 2 other Muslims having that moral intuition, it's recorded. I don't know where they're at now. I pray that they leave Islam, but it is a moral intuition, right? And I hold the view of Michael Huemer on moral intuitions. So he's a philosopher. I hold his view on moral intuitions. I don't need to prove this moral intuition right here, right? It's very simple, very simple. He likes to talk to Ken. Who does? Burgundy, who? Hey, God bless you, brother. Brother Don 4241. Bro, Ken, why I was talking to this pagan Mohammedan, you know? Always, you know, there are a lot of them out there, but I guess they're somehow united in their ummah. In the ummah, so they're always coming back. I mean, I think that was the first time I've talked to that guy, actually, Mutadan. The first time. Funny, US said, funny thing, their assumptions and reasoning is allowed, but guess what? Show me an unambiguous statement that Jesus says exactly, I'm God, worship me. Yeah, so, I mean, the problem is you can't even find the word, Tawheed in the Quran as well. If you're going to go off of that verbatim word fallacy, you can't even find the word Tawheed in the Quran itself. So, there it is, you know. But, you know, this is what Islam would lead into. Islam leads into this. Leads into this. Rebecca was not 3. Rebecca was not 3. And mods, you know, feel free to just bake all these Muslims in the chat, you know, like bake them, block them if there's something inappropriate. So mods, give no mercy. If they're saying something inappropriate, just feel free to block them, okay? So, Aussie down under. Like Maronite down and under? Burgundy, indeed, yeah. Like, share, and subscribe, indeed, amen. So we're showing why Islam is terrible, you know? Islam is terrible. Look at this. Look at the reality of Islam. Look at the reality of Islam, man. I wouldn't do this. I would not do this. Muslim. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Yeah, good.
Good.
Got a question for you.
Oh, I have a question for you, though.
Yeah, I know, but I have a question you can ask me. All right.
But I have a question.
Yeah, sure. Would you force your daughter to marry her rapist?
So, can you answer my question first?
Can you answer my question, man?
We're not finished. The prompt today is I have a question.
Okay.
The prompt today is not you have a question.
You asked.
The prompt today. One moment.
Asked the brothers,
one moment.
Would you
one
force
moment.
your daughter to marry
Wait,
her rapist?
wait, just to be clear, am I the one who's asking the question according to the prompt?
Yeah, you should be a Christian and be humble.
We should, yeah. Let's be humble, you know. Let's be Christians as well. So
Okay,
I have a question. Is it ever okay for me, for you, for Jesus, for Muhammad, for Zechariah, for John the Baptist, for anybody to swear on anything other than God? Is it ever okay?
It depends.
It depends. So could I swear an oath by my hand instead of Allah?
No, we only make an oath to Allah.
What is it?
We only make an oath to Allah.
So can you swear by anything other than Allah then?
No.
Okay. Ever?
No.
Ever? No human being was ever allowed to do that?
No.
Including the Prophet Zechariah?
What did he say?
The Prophet Zechariah?
Yeah, what did he say?
Okay, just to be clear. So, here, let me read this to you. So, you would agree that you cannot do that, right? You cannot swear like
as
so.
a Muslim, after Muhammad peace be upon him, we can't.
What is it?
After Muhammad peace be upon him, we can't make an oath to anyone but Allah.
What do you mean after? What about the Prophet Zechariah?
Because laws were abrogated.
Yeah, what about the Prophet Zechariah? Was he allowed to swear by anything or anyone other than Allah?
Okay, so angels prostrated to Adam.
Yeah, I
And
know
we,
abrogation. Yes, I know. You're saying that's an abrogation. So right now you can't
yes,
prostrate, but back then they did. I know. So I'm asking you, in terms of swearing, does it concern idolatry?
no,
It doesn't? Swearing doesn't concern idolatry? Okay, let me read this to
no.
you.
That's what I said to you, not in all
Perfect.
cases.
Perfect. Let me read this to you. So swearing doesn't concern idolatry. Here. So right here, Sahih al-Bukhari, or this is Sahih. This is Sunan Abi Dawud 3251, right? Sa'id ibn Ubaidah said, Ibn Umar heard a man swearing, no, I swear by the Kaaba. Ibn Umar said to him, I hear the messenger of Allah say, he who swears by anyone but other than Allah is a murshirk. Is a murshirk, right? Is a polytheist. So that means, can you swear by anyone other than Allah? And is it related to? Yeah. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So and yeah, I know you said after Muhammad. I'm asking you, is it also related to idolatry?
After Muhammad, peace be upon
Yeah,
him.
you said no. You said no earlier.
No, I said to
You did.
I said not. I said depends on the case, bro. Why are you twisting my words?
No, you said depending on the case after you realized that you just answered no.
No, I said to you not in all cases. That's number one. Number two, I said after Muhammad, peace be upon him, it's considered idolatry because we only swear by Allah.
So you only swear by Allah, right?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because that's all we swear by. That's all we're taught to do.
Okay. So is it because the swearing must only be done to God Himself and never by another man or thing?
We can only swear by Allah, as Muhammad, peace be upon him, just said in the hadith, which is what I told you.
Yeah. So just to be clear, when I asked you, was it ever okay? You remember what your answer was?
And I said to you, it depends on the case.
No, you didn't.
Please stop
You
twisting my
said
words.
you
Yes,
said
I
that
did.
you said that after you said no, it's not. So
I
realize
said it
notice
Yes, you're running from what I said.
no, nobody's running. I'm telling you what you just said before. You said that when I asked you the question, I made it explicit. Ever okay? You said no. It's not okay.
I said to you after Muhammad, peace be upon him, it's not okay. Please
Yeah,
don't twist my words.
so acts that can be considered idolatrous are dependent on the
After
abrogations.
Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Yeah. So
Okay,
acts.
it's like-
I got you. I have a question. So acts that concern idolatry, that are related to idolatry or being a polytheist, they're dependent on abrogations.
So things get abrogated because they were allowed back then and they're not allowed after. For example,
Can you answer my question?
Let me finish.
I don't think you're
Abraham
answering my
married
question.
his
That's the
sister,
problem.
which is incest.
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
But it's not
yeah,
classified
ancestry. Yeah, I know.
incest at the time
Ancestry.
of Prophet Abraham.
Ancestry. Yeah, ancestry is not concerning the worship of God. It's not concerning being a polytheist. Is the worship of God a universal, timeless thing?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So likewise with idolatry, yes.
Idolatry, I told you, it's defined different in certain times of life.
So is it even logically possible that Muhammad comes and says, yes, you can bow down to idols, but back then you could not? Is it even logically possible?
People bow down to Daniel and David.
I know.
Is that okay for
My
Christians to do that now?
my view is that that bowing down to a person or to a thing per se is not idolatry. That's my view. But I'm asking, in your Islamic paradigm, right? You try to say that it's dependent on abrogations. I'm asking you, acts of worship, these acts that are directly related to worship, are they universal, or are they dependent on abrogations?
It changes over time.
So I would say that's an absurd position. Yeah. So here's my response. Yeah. My response to what you're saying. My response to what you're saying.
You don't let me talk.
Did you finish?
No, I'm not finished.
Okay, go ahead. Finish.
We only bow down to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Back then, so listen to me. If we bow down to other than Allah right now, it's considered as idolatry. It's forbidden for Muslims. Yeah. However, before it was okay because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the angels to bow down to Adam. Therefore, it's considered idolatry today's terms, but back then it wasn't idolatry.
Yeah.
Because laws were abrogated.
Yeah, so that was concerning a law, right? A law of bowing down.
Bowing down to anyone other than Allah is idolatry today. But back then it was allowed because Allah allowed it.
Mm-hmm. And is bowing down one that is related to worship according to your Islamic paradigm?
Today, yes.
Okay. So is swearing related to worship?
Yes, it's related to worship.
Okay. So then is worship of Allah universal?
Yes, it's universal.
Okay,
You always gotta worship.
okay, does it depend upon abrogations, or it's like a specific time of a prophet, or is it like Abraham was worshiping God, or was it that Jesus was also worshiping God and Muhammad also worshiped God? Is it universal?
It's always everyone must. That's what Islam means.
Okay,
Submission
and
to one God.
perfect. And so that with that submission, is it true that swearing is related to the submission to God, related to the worship of God?
Swearing is related to the worship of God.
Okay,
yes.
okay. And so does it depend on abrogations? Yes or no?
As I said to you, if Zachariah did it, it was allowed back then.
No. You just for me, your position is absurd, because you just told me this act of swearing is related to worship, and worship is universal.
Yes.
And yet it is also dependent on abrogations, even though you just said out of by your
Because
own agreement.
I gave you the example of bowing down to the
Can I finish?
angels
Can I
was
finish?
allowed.
I know. So look, I would say that's an ad hoc explanation, but I can even grant that concerning bowing specifically, right? I'm talking about this act of swearing, right? If you're saying that this act of swearing is indeed concerning being a mushrik, right, or concerning being a polytheist or not, then that would then mean that this worship must be a universal, timeless, quote unquote, thing. That means it's not dependent on abrogations or cultures or whatever it is. So that means it's very ad hoc for you to try to explain this by saying, oh, after Muhammad's time. No, I'm saying that this is worship, right, given to this thing, worship or swearing that's related to worship, which is universal. So I'd say it's ad hoc, your explanation. But yeah, I mean, thanks for hopping on, I guess. I can't hear you. So that's it, right? So Muslims can try to escape that. It's inescapable. Inescapable, brother. Inescapable, brother. But in the meanwhile, let's double tap the like. So, Jesus Christ, the Messiah, God in the flesh, with our eyes is nice. Facts, yes. What is this whole discussion over here? Is Buddhism bad? What do you mean by that? Before Jesus, was it okay to worship a man? What do you mean before Jesus, was it okay to worship a man? Categorically, you never are able to worship a man. Categorically. Right? Jesus has a human nature and he also has a divine nature. So what's the problem there? What's the problem there? Hello?
Hello?
Why'd you say hello like that?
Hello, how are you?
Yeah. Can you say something?
Oh, I said hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, I think there was an echo or something like that. So, are you...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, God bless you. Peace, peace. So, you're Muslim, right? Just to be sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You're breathing pretty hard into the mic.
Oh.
You all right?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. No problem. So, yeah. So, right now I'm asking, do you think that you can carry the burden of another?
The burden of another?
Uh-huh.
What do you mean by that?
Here, in Surah 35:18, it says, and no bearer of burdens will bear the burden of another. Surah 17:13 through 15 also says the same thing. So can you bear the burden of another? Like another person?
Okay, it depends on what we're talking about. If it's a sin against God, no.
Okay, yeah. So in the context, it is about sin against God. So let me read it to you, right? Let me read it for you right here. So let me get this translation right here. Shakir. So 17:13 through 15, right? Surah 17:13 through 15. And we have made every man's action to cling to his neck, and we will bring forth to him on the day of resurrection a book which he will find wide open. So resurrection concerns, sin and righteous stuff that you did, right? You're going to get judged. Read your book, your own self is sufficient as a reckoner against you this day. So, your own self, that's sufficient for counting, against you. This said, whoever goes aright, like morally right, for his own soul does he go aright. And whoever goes astray, to its detriment only does he go astray. Nor can the bearer of a burden bear the burden of another. Nor do we chastise and we raise an apostle. So, in this context, it's about sin, right? Like it's concerning the resurrection, the day of the resurrection, concerning your soul going right or your soul going astray, right?
Yeah, that's just it. Both your good days and your sin gonna be like measured that day.
Okay, yeah. So and just to be clear, you're like that's concerning your sins, right?
Yeah, the individual sin,
Okay, let me
which
now
is
read.
it can be mine, it can be yours, or the individual sin.
Sure. Yeah. Now so then can you bear another person's burden?
That's why I say in the sense of sin, no.
Okay, I got you. In the sense of sin, no.
Committing sin, yeah. If I commit sin, it's just gonna be me.
Okay.
Like I
Perfect.
cannot be on you because I don't want to commit the sin.
Got you. Okay, understood. So now imagine Bob and Alice, right? There's Bob and Alice. Bob, or no, Alice tells Bob to go steal. And then Bob goes to steal. Alice does not steal. Alice just enticed Bob to steal. The sin of enticing another person, of tempting another person to steal, is that sin Alice's sin or is that Bob's sin of enticing another person to steal? Whose sin is it?
Okay, so you're trying to say like I encourage you to do bad thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you went on to do that bad.
Yeah. So
That's what you're trying to say.
yes, and then the sin of enticing or of tempting the other person, whose sin is that? Was that
Okay,
Alice's sin?
so
So let me make it simple. If I tempt you to steal and you go ahead and steal, but I did not steal, I tempted you to steal. My sin of stealing, or my bad, my sin of enticing you to steal, of tempting you to sin, is that my sin or is that yours?
okay, so when you suggest to me to go steal, okay, and then I have a choice to tell you no, I'm not going to steal,
Yeah.
right? Because we believe we have free will. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so I have the right to refuse you, unless
In this imaginary
you force
example,
me-
yeah. I think you might be missing the mark. So in this imaginary example, you would be stealing. I don't steal, but I tempt you to steal. I entice you to steal. More specifically, I deceive you to steal. I'd say, hey, source, go steal. Right? So I encourage you to do this bad thing. That encouragement, that enticing, is that my sin or is that your sin?
It's a two different thing there. If you
Source.
okay, listen, if you entice me, and then if you entice me, right? Okay, then I agree to go steal. If I steal, it's a sin for me. But your enticement, because if you deceive somebody to steal, that deceive is a sin itself because you deceive somebody.
Yes.
So the decision the person going to make to go steal is another sin for himself because he
yes.
made the decision himself.
Understood. So that deceiving sin, according to you, is that my sin or is that yours? The deceiving sin, not the stealing. Stealing is yours. That's your sin.
Yeah.
But the deceiving, is that my sin or is that yours?
No, that's you because you don't want to deceive
Perfect.
me.
Thank you. That's it.
And
Yes.
me stealing is my decision that I make.
Good.
So
Good.
that means that's your sin different from mine.
Awesome. That's all I need. Okay, so now I'm gonna read. So earlier we just read Surah 35:18, Surah 17:13 through 15. You cannot bear the burden of another. But now let's see how it contradicts Surah 6:25 or 16:25, Surah 29, 12, 13. Okay, look, that they may bear their burdens entirely on the day of resurrection, and also of the burdens of those whom they led astray without knowledge. Okay, continuing. And those who disbelieve say to those who believe, follow our path and we will bear your wrongs. And never shall they be the bearers of any of their wrongs. Most surely they are liars. And most certainly they shall carry their own burdens and other burdens with their own burdens. And most certainly they shall be questioned on the resurrection day as to what they forged. So this is key. Surah 16, 25, 29, 12 to 13.
Do you mind if you can give me the verse because
here? Let me show you this here. Yeah,
because
no problem. Let me just share it on the screen right here so you can see it for yourself. All right. So Look.
That's 1625.
Yes, 1625. That they may bear their burdens entirely on the day of resurrection, and also the burdens of those whom they led astray. So, look, this is key. This other burden is the burden of the other person. It would be, so if you think of the analogy of me and you, right? I bear my burden of enticing entirely. You bear your burden of stealing entirely, right? But according to Allah, I also bear the burden of you who I led astray, who I deceived, who I, enticed. So, according to Allah, I also bear your burden, right?
No, listen to something here. Okay, so they will bear their own burdens in full on the day of resurrection.
Yes, in full, yes, entirely.
And also some of the burdens of those whom they mislead.
Perfect. So then if I mislead you, source, if I mislead you, do I bear your burden?
Come again?
If I mislead you, do I bear your burden?
Okay, yeah. So there's something it's saying without knowledge, which is you deceive somebody without knowledge.
Okay.
So the person don't have the deceit that you did, the person don't have knowledge whether the thing was
perfect. Yes. So in this imaginary example, let's yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
in this imaginary example, let's say that we don't have knowledge. So then
we don't have knowledge, that's going to be different because
okay.
Yeah, so
perfect.
If,
so then
you tell me something, but to me I don't have knowledge whether the thing is wrong or not, then I went on to do.
Okay, perfect. Right? So then I do bear your burden, right?
So
if we imagine in this scenario, right?
Because of
I just need you to answer this question clearly, right? So imagine in our scenario where I entice you, I lead you astray to go steal. I tell you, hey, source, go steal. So you go steal. So I also bear your burden, right, of leading you astray without knowledge.
The verse saying without knowledge, which is you, because you say what you told me, you don't have knowledge of it, but you stayed, but you told me about that thing, but
okay.
you don't really know what that thing is.
Perfect, no problem. So let's imagine that. Yes, like, I'll grant you that. I'll grant you that. That's in our scenario. Yes.
Yeah, based on the
yes, I'll grant you that. No problem. Look.
No.
I'll grant you that.
No,
source.
It's not granting. It's what the verse says.
Okay, no problem. Yes, so it's without knowledge. So in this imaginary scenario, right? I lead you astray. Look, source.
I want to understand. No, you're not understanding.
Source. I understand what you're saying. So yes, in this scenario, fine. In this scenario, it's without knowledge. Yes. So in this imaginary scenario where I lead you astray to go steal, I also bear your burden of stealing. Right? Because I led you astray without knowledge. So do I bear your burden? Yes or no?
Yeah, so it's like you tell me to do something. You tell me to do something, but you don't have knowledge about what you're telling me to do.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like I'm trying to guide somebody, but actually I don't have knowledge of that subject. And then I'm trying to guide somebody with it.
Yes.
It's a plan because of our ignorance of the subject.
So let's say I don't have knowledge. I don't have knowledge of how to steal specifically, right? In a very meticulous manner. So I lead you astray to go steal, and then you go steal. Do I bear your burden according to 1625, Surah 1625? Yes? Okay. So that's a contradiction. You know why?
You said what?
That's a contradiction. I just showed you Surah 17. Look right here.
No.
What is
it? The two verses not talking about the same thing. That's the problem you're coming from.
No. It's the same thing. It's the same thing because it's concerning sin. Look. Source. Let me answer you why it's the same thing. Source. Let me answer you. So I specifically read the day of resurrection. Right? It mentions in Surah 17, 12 through 15. You can see it's talking about the day. There will be the day of the resurrection, right? And then your own self, it talks about it. Look, it talks about the book that's going to be presented. You're going to go all right for your own soul. Surah 35:18, right? It talks about bearing the burden of another as well. So this is very clearly about the same univocal bearing the burden of another. So this is a direct contradiction. Surah 17, right? So as I've just shown you right there, right? Surah 29, 12 through 13, Surah 16:25. yes, you also bear the burden of another, but that contradicts Surah 17:13 through 15, Surah 35:18. No, you cannot bear the burden of another. So your Quran contradicts itself.
No, that's not contradiction right there.
It is.
You are presenting the two different issue. Okay, so the first error that we read, why are you trying to say that the sin that you already committed, which is already written down. So that one is already written down. So this sin here, so this one here, it's telling you what you did, what you do without knowledge. Okay, because you incited somebody without knowledge, and the person went on, but they still made choice because so they will get sin because they still made choice to do what you incited them to do.
Perfect. Yeah. So then, do I bear your burden? Source. I hear you. So you're saying without knowledge. I understand. That's what the verse says. So I'm asking you now, since I'm the one who led you astray to go steal, you go ahead and steal, right? So you do steal. Did I? Now the question is, do I bear your burden according to that surah, Surah 29, 12 to 13?
Yeah, because you sing.
Okay, so that means I also bear your burden, right? So that means I
That-
also bear your burden, right?
That incited is a sin.
Okay, so I also bear your burden, right? Right?
What?
So I also bear your burden, meaning I also bear that sin, right?
Yeah, for inciting that person.
Okay, so is that sin
So-
mine? Is that sin mine or is that yours?
So what?
Is that sin mine or yours?
If the sin is mine,
Yeah, is that sin
Yes.
mine or is that yours?
it's yours because you
Okay,
are
okay.
getting consequence of
Perfect.
what you do. So
Thank you. Yes.
but it's not like I'm erased from the sin. That's not what it means.
Gotcha.
It's not like
So
I'm erased
yes,
from the sin.
that's why it's important,
So,
right? Because it
yeah.
is my sin. It is my sin. My
Yeah,
sin
so
is
it's
the
not
sin
like
of enticing.
I'm not erased from the sin. I still have a sin.
Perfect.
But
So,
God
but
gave
then
the
what?
consequence of
Source.
God gave-
Source.
He gave-
When I lead
he
you
gave me
astray,
like a-
source. When I lead you astray, that sin of leading astray is my sin. But look at this. Surah 16:25 says that they may bear their burdens entirely. So I bear my own burden entirely already. And also of the burdens of those whom they led astray without knowledge. So your burden of stealing, right? Which I led you astray without knowledge for. That burden I also bear. So I'm bearing this sin of stealing. That's yours that I'm now bearing, right?
No, this is not. It's not saying. It's not saying you're not going to. You're gonna be. It's saying some of the saying, not everything. So the person not going to be clear from sin. The person that you lay astray, but the person still made choice. But it's not. The person is not clear from the sin that he committed.
Yeah, source.
Still,
I know.
Still, yeah.
Yes. So source. You stealing. You
So
would still bear that sin. I'm saying that according to Surah 16:25, since I lead you astray without knowledge to steal, I would also bear your sin of stealing, right?
Yeah, for enticing me.
Okay, so that contradicts the other part of the Quran, Surah 35:18.
No,
There's a contradiction.
It's not
Simple.
contradiction. It's double consequence for you. Because
No.
this person.
Yeah. So there's a
you
double
don't have
consequence. I know.
knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Source.
Yeah,
There's a double
because
consequence.
you don't have knowledge. So
Yes.
God is just multiplying your sin because you don't have knowledge, but you instructing somebody to do things that you don't have knowledge of.
Yeah, source.
So-
I don't think.
so-
Maybe
so
you're not
what God
understanding
did-
it,
so
source.
so what he doing is he shared he gave your sin, the sin that you died.
All right, you
and
can
then
get the
he
last
shared
word, and
his-
then I'll go to the next person. Thank you.
Okay, let me just clear this, please. So he gave you a sin that because you enticed the person, and then he shared that person's sin because you don't want to make that person. Because the reason why he shared the person's sin because you don't have knowledge. Why instructing about you don't have knowledge of it?
Okay.
That's why.
Yes. Thank you,
So
source.
there's no
Yes.
contradiction.
Have a good one. God bless. Bye bye. Yeah, I'm not even sure if he understood what was going on in the argumentation. You know, like we're granting stuff. You know, we're saying yes. Okay, fine. You can say that. That's fine. Yeah, you can say that. The point though is there's still a contradiction, because the sin of enticing, or more specifically, you're leading astray. When I lead him astray to steal, that leading astray is my sin, not his. But according to Surah, according to the 16:25, I also bear the burden of his to steal. So that's a direct contradiction. So there you are. You can't deal with that. You know, there's no way. Muslims gaslighting their own Quran, shameful. Andrew, true, man. Winnie Pooh said, Hadith says Muslim sins will be as heavy as the mountain. It will have to be placed on Jews or Christians. Yeah, Muslims will also have the atoning sacrifice, which is going to be us Christians. Us Christians, we're going to be the atoning sacrifice? Really? Are you sure you want to go there? Right? Muslims will be saved from the hellfire because the Jews and the Christians will die in the hellfire for them. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, there's a lot of background noise, like cars or something.
Can you hear me good now?
Yeah, you know, I still hear the cars, but it's all right. So, yeah, okay, it's pretty loud. Yeah, the cars are pretty loud. Do you have like another car or a place that you can go to that's without all those?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
All right.
So I have a question right here. You're a Sunni Muslim?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Could I just show you this source real quick, and then I want to get your thoughts on it, right? I want to get your thoughts on this. So this is from Dora.net, Adora Islamic website, right? General supervisor and all the rest, right? It's concerning the 4 madhafs, right? Or 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, however many madhafs there are. So this is an Islamic website. It's concerning the conditions of the marriage contract. Okay. Here, I'm going to mute you just in the meanwhile because I do hear certain cars, okay? But I want to get your thoughts on this, okay? So it talks about the consent of the bride and groom in marriage, guardianship in marriage, all these other stuff, right? So there's a whole context behind this. But you can read the context as well. Let me know. But here's the relevant part. Approval of the bride who has not reached puberty. Ruling on the father who is marrying off his virgin daughter who has not reached puberty to the groom. The 4 madhafs, unanimous, agree that the father has the right to marry his virgin daughter who has not reached puberty without her permission. So this is key. Without her permission. I want to see what your moral intuition is. This is agreed upon by the 4 madhafs. Not 1, 2, 3. No, it's 4. 4 madhafs. Are you okay with a father marrying off a daughter, a little girl, who is a virgin without the virgin's permission? Is that okay?
Okay, so look, right? In the Quran, it says that the virgin's silence is her permission.
Oh, so you agree with that?
Her silence is her permission. When she gets old enough, she can reject the marriage.
Wait. Just to be clear, you agree with that?
I agree with what? No, I need the hadith and the Quranic verse before I even make a statement off of that.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with that. I agree that's found in your hadith. I'm saying, are you agreeing that her silence is her consent for a shy virgin?
For a virgin, no matter what age.
Yeah, Rebecca was not 3. Show me the verse. We can't see it. Jake the metaphysician said no, she was not 3 as well. So he's a Muslim. So can you show me one more? Can you show me
that website
one more?
You just had though? Are you able to show me a hadith or
Quranic verse? I mean, not every single thing. Yeah, not every single thing in the Islamic jurisprudence. Man, it's loud over there. So if you're not talking, if you don't mind, I'll just mute you. So with the Islamic jurisprudence, you're not going to find every single part in the hadith or the Quran. Because it's literally jurisprudence. It's concerning certain matters that may not be found in the Quran or the hadith. The Quran or the hadith is not an exhaustive, account of every single thing you're supposed to do in your law and your morality. So now so this is found in your 4 madhafs, right? Your 4 madhafs agreeing that the father has the right to marry off his virgin daughter who has not reached puberty without her permission. Are you okay with that?
Another thing is, right, in Islam, we follow the laws of the land. So back then, that was a totally different time. That's not the same as now.
Okay.
As today.
Okay, so you're saying
that's
that
a totally different timeline.
Yeah. So you're saying that okay, like it's okay for a father to marry off his virgin daughter who has not reached puberty without her permission back then, but nowadays it's not okay. Correct?
See, I I don't know where you get this without her permission from. She has a say in it no matter what.
Okay. So let me just show you then. Let me show you one more time. These are not my words. These are not my words.
You need to show me an actual hadith and Quran.
Bro, it doesn't have to be a hadith.
I could ChatGPT a website like this.
Okay, so ChatGPT this website then. Go ahead. So it's look at how detailed it is. It's talking about being free of any obstacles that might prevent marriage, witnesses and announcements. I'm not making this up, right? Ibn Taymiyyah, etc. Right? The four madhabs, the conditions of the witnesses. You go ahead and search this website. Don't trust me on it. Look, this is an Islamic website. It's showing you, right? It's showing you, and there's a general supervisor as well. It's showing you how this is supposed to be done. So you're saying this is okay back then, but is it okay now?
No, this is not okay now because we follow the laws of the land.
Okay, perfect. So then if you have the four madhabs, do you know what the four madhabs are?
Yes.
They're the four.
Understand it.
Perfect. So then if they unanimously agree on it, guess what? If you have Sharia, you would have this. You have to agree with this if you have Sharia.
The four madhabs don't override the Quran and Sunnah. If the Quran and Sunnah tells us to follow the laws of the land, we follow the laws of the land.
Perfect.
They don't override the prophets, they don't override them at all.
Perfect. I agree with you that we should follow the law of the land. You know, in the book of Romans, I think it was chapter 13, you know, Jesus talking about, you know, paying taxes to Caesar, giving to Caesar what is Caesar's, God what is God. I agree. What I'm saying is, if you have Sharia nowadays, 2026, 2027, in a certain place, that's going to be the law of the land. And so it's going to say that the father has the right to marry off his virgin daughter who has not reached puberty without her permission. You okay with that?
No, because that's not. So you're saying if that's a place where that's law, can that happen?
Yep. So look, I want to show you that I understand you, right? So you want to say,
I want to tell you that she still has a say.
Okay.
The daughter still has a say.
I agree.
No matter what.
I agree.
And the male who's the arranged marriage is with cannot touch her until puberty.
Okay. I understand. So I know that she has a say. I'm in agreement with you right there. And I'm in agreement. We need to follow the law of the land, of course, right? What I'm saying is, this is in your four madhabs. So, would you agree with the four madhabs in this case, as a Sunni Muslim?
I don't agree with the four madhabs. I agree with the Quran and Sunnah.
There you go. So just to be clear, you disagree with the four madhabs. So that's number one. And number two, right? I want to ask you this.
I agree with it if it's in the Quran and Sunnah. Can you show me where it is
in
the Quran and Sunnah?
I've already told you. The Quran and the Sunnah doesn't have an exhaustive list of every single thing concerning the Sharia, right? It has certain principles, so don't unalive people, you know, etc., etc. So it has certain principles. I understand. What I'm saying is it cannot give an exhaustive list. And so the four madhabs here in your Islamic tradition says this additional thing, and they would say that it's entirely consistent with the Quran and is entirely consistent with the Hadith. But you disagree with them, right?
No, I need to see the Hadith or the Islamic proof.
I got you.
Before anything.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is you at least disagree with the four madhabs. You still want to say that you won't believe in the Quran, you believe in the Hadith. I'm saying, do you at least disagree with the four madhabs?
I don't disagree with them because this was in a different time. It was in a whole different time where things were different. Kids matured earlier. They went to war.
I got you.
They fought battles.
Yeah. So then, if the madhabs were right, if Sharia were to be applied right now, is this principle okay? Because that's what they have in their Sharia. Is that okay?
This principle cannot happen because we follow the laws of the land. So if doesn't mean anything. If I jump off a building, I die. If,
yes. If
doesn't mean anything.
I agree. The reason I say if is Muslims are trying to push forth Sharia, no? They want Sharia. Yes?
Where are Muslims pushing for that at?
Muslims, if Muslims have a certain land, right? If Muslims are ruling a certain land, do they favor their Sharia or do they favor a kind of secular rule? That's obvious, isn't it?
Muslims favor the Quran and Sunnah.
Okay, and so with the Quran and the Sunnah, wouldn't you want to do more dawah, spread that forth? And so, wouldn't that then mean that you would need to have Sharia, the Islamic Sharia?
Yes. Of
Okay,
course.
so if you have that Islamic Sharia, you have to agree to the 4 madhabs. Right here. For me, that's
All
absurd.
right. So you live in America, right?
Yes.
All right. So Donald Trump is the president, right?
Yeah.
So he's in charge. Do you agree with everything he says?
Not with everything he says. And he's a secular rule. He's not my, he's not what is it? It's not a rule by the Catholic Church or anything like that. So I disagree with it.
All right. So if Donald Trump says that he's Christian, you're Christian, right? If Donald Trump says that he's Christian and he tells you to do something with the Bible, are you going to do it?
Like something bad with the Bible? No. So I follow the law. Look, I understand where you're going. Yes, we need to believe in our scriptures first and foremost. What I'm saying is, you push forth for the 4 madhabs. You as a Muslim, you would want to push forth for Sharia, the Islamic Sharia. Well, if you do that, you have to agree with this.
You don't have to agree.
You would have to agree. So I'll give you an example, right? With Donald Trump, if you imagine the 4 madhabs, it would be analogous to the 3 branches of the government we have in America, right? And Donald Trump is just one of the branches. So that means I don't need to follow him. So if he's just one branch out of the 3 in America, right? I don't need to follow him because maybe the other 2 branches in America disagree with him. What I'm saying is, you have a unanimous agreement from the 4 madhabs that agree that yes, this is okay. I'm saying this is not okay.
That's not how it works though, because the 4 madhabs don't override your scriptures and your God.
Look at what Elijah said. Drop that kufr. He doesn't know his aqidah. So, bro, even Muslims are critiquing you. You need to agree with us, do you?
They don't override the Quran and Sunnah.
I know. Okay, so they don't. What I'm saying is, these are 4. They're not 1. They're not 2. They're not 3. There are 4 unanimously. So if you're a Muslim, you necessarily would advocate for Sharia, the Islamic Sharia. But if you do, then this is the absurd conclusion you have to accept.
So you're asking me to agree with their statement?
I'm not asking you to do that. I'm saying if you're a Muslim, consistently speaking, you have to agree with it. If you want to be consistent as a Muslim. But if you're not a Muslim...
Okay, so you want me to agree with their statement. All right, so I agree with their statement. If it's in the Quran and Sunnah, I agree with their statement.
Yeah, this is not in the Quran, or this is not in the Quran. This is not in the Hadith. But it is in your Islamic Sharia. Do you agree with your Islamic Sharia? When there's unanimous agreement. When there's unanimous agreement, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so then you agree with the 4 madhabs that the father has the right to marry his virgin daughter who has not reached puberty without her permission.
She still has permission, so that whole statement.
So you disagree with your bro? You're contradicting yourself left and right. You just said yes, and then now you say no.
Okay, so I disagree with it. So I disagree with it. Then.
Okay, so you disagree with the 4 madhabs.
I agree with the Quran and Sunnah.
Okay, so you disagree with your Sharia, correct?
Yes, if it's not in the Quran and Sunnah, I don't agree.
Okay, perfect. So you disagree with your Sunnah or your Sharia. Simple. I would say now you have a cognitive dissonance, because you're saying on the one hand, I want dawah, I want more people to become Muslim. So I also advocate for the Sharia law, for the Islamic Sharia, so that there can be such a spreading of Islam. And yet you also disagree with your own Sharia.
That's not a valid argument.
Look at what Elijah just said. Sharia follows Quran and Sunnah Jahil.
Okay, I stated specifically that if it's in the Quran and Sunnah, I agree with it.
Okay, so is this in your Sunnah?
You tell me. You're asking the question.
Yeah, so the 4 madhabs, unanimous agreement. Not 1, not 2, not 3. Unanimous.
Okay, so then if it's in the Quran and Sunnah, I agree with it. I said that. I've said that multiple times.
So you agree with this?
If it's in the Quran and Sunnah, I agree.
Yeah, so according to you, right, this would be in the Sunnah, no?
If it's in there, I agree.
Yeah. So look. Let me show you. Look. Even N. Look. The other Muslim.
I agree with that statement.
Look at what N said. N said it is. So don't trust me on it. It is. So your Sharia.
Okay, so now I agree.
Okay. So you just changed your answer. Originally, you went with your moral human intuition. No, it's not okay. But now you're willing to go full Muslim.
I didn't say anything was not okay. I said if it's in the Quran and Sunnah, I agree. That's what I've said this whole
You did say it's not okay. You did say it's not okay. She does have her permission. You explicitly told me she does have her permission. So now you're contradicting yourself.
Yes, because in the Quran and Sunnah, the virgin girl's consent is her silence.
Yeah, I disagree with that as well. So Thread, you have to live this out, bro. Either you're gonna go with your genuine, good human intuition that no, this is wrong, or you go full Muslim.
Scholars are not God. They don't have.
I know. I'm not saying they're God, bro.
Say we listen to the Quran and Sunnah first. Everything that if the scholar goes and tells us to kill ourselves, we're not going to go and do it.
Okay.
That's not how it works.
I understand. So what I'm saying here though is the four madhabs, they're in the Sunnah according to your Muslim friends, right? They're in the Sunnah, right? So you agree with this, right? You agree.
Yes, I stated if it's in the Quran and Sunnah, I agree. That's
okay.
All
so then just to be clear, you agree that the father has the right to marry his virgin daughter who has not reached puberty without her permission?
If it's in the Quran and Sunnah, I agree.
Okay, so you agree with that then, right? Because that's in your Sunnah, right?
If it's in the Quran and Sunnah, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say that's an absurd conclusion. Number one, and number two, you contradicted yourself because earlier you went with your good human intuition that no, this is not okay. You contradicted yourself,
stated that
and
it
is
wasn't
absurd.
in the Quran and Sunnah. That's why you said specifically it's not in the Quran and Sunnah.
Notice, bro. Originally, you didn't even say that. Originally, you didn't even say that. You had to make that statement up because you want to be loyal to Islam. I understand. You want to be loyal to Islam. What I'm saying is, Islam leads you to this. Islam leads you to
lead you to anything.
Islam
does not. You're not forced to be Muslim. It's a gift.
I know. So when you're Muslim, right? When you freely choose to be a Muslim, you have to accept.
It's mercy.
Yeah. When you're a Muslim, you have to accept the four madhabs agreeing that the father has the right to marry his virgin daughter who has not reached puberty without her permission.
You don't have to accept anything except the Quran and Sunnah. That's what I'm telling you.
Wait, so if this is included in the Sunnah, do you have to accept this?
If it's in the Quran and Sunnah, I accept it. If it's not in the Quran and Sunnah, I don't accept it.
Okay, so then this is in the Sunnah, right? So then this is in the Sunnah, right?
If you show me proof that it's in the Quran and Sunnah, I accept it.
Hey, bro, do you look? Just read the chat. Your Muslim friends are helping you out right there. Are the four madhabs in the Sunnah? Are the four madhabs in the Sunnah? If they have a unanimous agreement, is that in the Sunnah? Yes or no?
I don't have knowledge of that. I just know that I follow the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
So your answer is yes. You would follow through with that, right? That's a Sunnah, right?
If it's in the Quran and Sunnah, I agree with it. I didn't say
so that means this is in the Sunnah.
I agree with it.
Muslims.
I agree with the statement.
Yeah, so Muslims, we want to find out. Let's educate the brother here. If the four madhabs agree unanimously, is that in the Sunnah? Is that in the Sunnah? Let's see if Muslims are willing to answer honestly for you.
Not all hadith are true. That's what he said.
I know. So because some of them,
There are some who are.
I agree. Some of them are da'if. I know.
Some that are weak. There are some that are strong.
Yes. I know.
There's different level of hadith.
I know. So then what I'm asking you specifically is, when you have the unanimous agreement of the four madhabs on something, is that a part of the Sunnah?
The same. If it's in the Quran and Sunnah, no matter what you say, I agree with it.
Okay, so this in the Sunnah, right then. This in the Sunnah.
You have proof of that?
The Muslims were telling you that, bro.
Can you show me the proof
of
the hadith?
The Muslims are calling they're calling you a disbeliever, bro. The Muslims are educated. They're calling you a disbeliever, man. They're calling you a disbeliever. They're calling you a disbeliever. Are you okay with that? I'm asking you. I'm asking you the question. I'm asking you the question.
Show me the hadith. Just show me the hadith. That's all you
Bro,
need to do.
not every single thing in your jurisprudence is going to be found in the hadith. I've told you that a million times already.
Yes, it is.
No.
Everything, the Quran and Sunnah.
Wait.
Is what we follow.
So your hadith and your Quran has to mention every single part of the Sharia. Do they have to mention everything in the Sharia? Yes or no?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Question.
So the answer is no. The answer is no.
We follow the Quran and Sunnah.
The answer is no. It's literally absurd. The answer is no. So for me that doesn't make any sense, right? It's absurd.
The Quran and Sunnah is all we follow.
That's all you follow?
Yes, the Quran and Sunnah.
Okay, so this is in your Sunnah, right?
The scholars are people who are able to interpret the Sunnah and explain it.
Okay, yeah. So do you need to have a brain to literally read? It says the four madhabs agree that the father has the right to agree his virgin daughter.
You're not showing me valid proof, bro. Can you show me like a hadith,
bro,
or a verse or something?
It's not, and not every single thing in your Sharia is gonna be found in the hadith. I told you that already.
Is.
No.
Yes, it is. We only follow
so you just said.
So if it's not in a hadith,
you just said you don't know.
You
just said you don't know if everything has to be found in your hadith or your Quran, and then now you say, "Oh yes, it does." So yes or no?
Yes, everything has to be yes. Yes, the
bro.
answer is
Yeah,
yes.
you just
Everything has to
yourself.
be either in a hadith.
Hey, bro,
or the Quran
have a good one. Have a good one. You just contradict yourself, and you've shown yourself, in front of everybody, just like so. So everybody, if you're a Muslim, this is where Islam leads you to. He doesn't know anything about Islam. He knows how to lie and be irrational, basically. All right, so there you go, Muslims. If that's what Islam leads you into. For me, I'm saying you have an invitation to Christianity, the true religion. To Christianity, the true religion. In fact, the Quran confirms the previous scripture. So why not go to the previous scripture indeed? Ironically, you will be following the Quran in that aspect if you're going to Christianity. Enjoy Islam, bro. Burgundy said, yeah, enjoy Islam. Basically, if you enjoy Islam, that's what you have to accept. That's what you have to accept. We believe in one God who is three persons, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Pray for the guy? Indeed, yes. So he followed his human intuition right there. He followed his human intuition. But y'all Muslims believe in your Allah with two right arms. Do y'all believe that? Your Allah has two right arms, Muslims. Do y'all agree with that? Your Allah with two right arms? Definitely gotta pray for them. It's no excuse to stay Muslim. True. It is a stronghold. It is a stronghold for many of them. Hello?
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, how's it going?
Good.
Awesome. You're a Muslim, just to be clear?
Read the name.
What's that?
I told you read the name, then you know the answer.
I mean, a lot of people are named Muhammad, So.
Yeah. What's your question?
Yeah, do you think that Allah has two right arms? You're a Sunni Muslim, right?
Yeah, I'm a Muslim.
So then do you believe in the hadith, the authentic ones?
Which one?
The authentic ones. I told you.
I believe in the hadith, yes.
Okay.
The correct ones.
Yeah, and so just to be clear, you believe in the hadith, and so you believe in your Allah of the hadith as well, right?
Yeah, I believe in Allah and I believe in the hadith, yes.
Perfect. Okay. Could I read you?
How many times do I need to repeat myself?
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. So you said you believe in the hadith. I'm asking you a clarifying question if you believe in your Allah of the hadith. Here. It was narrated from Abdullah bin Amir, etc., that the Prophet said, "Those who are just and fair will be with Allah Most High on thrones of light at the right hand of the Most Merciful. Those who are just in their rulings and in their dealings with their families, and those of whom are in charge." Muhammad, one of the narrators, said in this hadith, "And both of his hands are right hands." So your Allah has two right hands according to your hadith?
According to one.
Your hadith.
Who is this?
Your Allah has two right hands.
Who is the one saying this?
Muhammad.
No, who is the one saying the narrative?
Yeah, it was narrated from Abdullah bin Amir bin al-Sad. al-as. Yes. So, and then he recorded this right here. Muhammad, one of the narrators, said in this hadith, and both of his hands are right hands. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Okay, but before I answer you, this one is not something you need to rely on, because if you are saying something about the hadith, you need to say the narrative is said by whom, and there is a sequences of the narrative. Not only you say a name and you say it's said by this one. It's not like the Persian one.
Yeah, there's a riwayah, right? Is that what you all say, right? There's a riwayah.
The narrative.
There's a chain of narration. Yes,
there's a chain of narrative.
Perfect.
That are correct.
Okay.
Don't only say a name and then say this is said by this one. It's not like the one who said like it's Mark and Mark didn't meet Christ, Jesus Christ.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, but Mark did write down the Injil, Mark 1:1. Yes, the beginning of the Injil of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. But right here, you can see both of his hands are right hands. Do you agree with that? Wait, one moment, Muhammad. I have a question. Do you agree that Allah's right hands are both right hands?
Allah, you can't compare Allah to any.
Okay, yeah. Can you? I got you. So you're saying your Allah cannot be compared to my Trinity? Yeah, my Trinity is better because my Trinity doesn't have two right hands, right?
Of course not.
So
Your Trinity,
yeah, can you answer my question, Muhammad?
Explain your
Muhammad,
So
can you explain this? Do you agree that your Allah has two right hands? Do you agree with that?
Allah is not like something that you can even describe.
Wait. Does your Allah have two right hands?
My Allah has what He wants to has, and He doesn't have this like the thing that you are saying.
Okay, so does He have two right hands?
No, He doesn't have two right hands, and He is not something.
Okay, so you just agree. You just disagree with Muhammad then, right?
I'm not disagreeing with Muhammad because this narrative is. You need to give me the sequences of it.
Look, bro. Look. So wait, one moment. So if Muhammad said this, then you would disagree with Muhammad, right?
If Muhammad said this, I will definitely agree with this. But who said this?
Wait, so Muhammad. Look, it says Muhammad.
No.
Yeah.
Now you can. I can say you said something.
Did Muhammad say this? Look, according to this hadith, did Muhammad say it?
Okay. Let me say this, bro.
Muhammad, one of the narrators, did he say it?
Yeah. No. Okay, let me. It's a debate or it's an interrogation?
It's a question.
Yeah, but I will answer you, but you need to give me the chance to.
Please, thank you. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. In the hadith, there are different type of hadiths, and there are sahih, which is correct, and there are other false ones.
Okay, so
the one you are taking, you need to give me the sequences of the one saying the hadith and bringing it to the time on.
Why do I need to show it? What if it's weak?
Because I don't know if this hadith is correct or not. That's
Okay.
I'm telling you.
So I'm asking you at least before we even get there, right? Because I'm saying this is the hadith. I'm asking you a very simple question. One moment. Muhammad. I'm asking you a very simple question. Do you say that your Allah has two right hands?
I'm telling you, anything that
Muhammad
says, and it is correct. Wait, bro, give me the chance.
Can Muhammad say wrong things?
Yeah, give me the chance. Don't put anything in my mouth. Anything that Muhammad is saying is correct 100%, and we agree with him 100%.
Okay.
But not anything you bring is correct that Muhammad said.
Okay, so I want to ask the Muslims. Yes.
And a lot of things that people say Muhammad said and Muhammad didn't say.
Understood. So you're saying that everything Muhammad says, there's no error, and so you agree with him. Okay, fine.
Exactly.
I'm asking you. One moment, Muhammad. Let me finish. So I'm asking you and all the Muslims in the chat. Do you agree that your Allah has two right hands? Yes or no?
If Muhammad said so, so it's so.
You agree that your do you agree? Yeah. Can you answer my question? So do you say that your Allah has two right hands?
I'm not saying anything you are putting in my mouth. If Muhammad said so, and there is
Hey,
a hadith that is saying
so find one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt me, bro.
Yeah. You interrupted me. Just said Muhammad did not say so. Find one said no. Ash said this hadith is fake. So looks like they're saying no.
No. Don't try to.
So I'm asking you, Muhammad. I'm asking you.
I was watching you like for almost half an hour, and you are doing.
Yeah.
This
So you're saying. So just to be clear, Allah does not have two right hands, does He? Does Allah have two right hands?
Okay. Are you going to give me the chance to say what I'm gonna say or not?
So I'm gonna ask you that question just very simply. So you say that you agree with Muhammad on everything. So if Muhammad said that Allah has two right hands, you would agree with that?
If Muhammad said so, and you bring me the correct hadith, I will agree with it 100%.
Okay, so you just agree. Yeah, so you just agree with something absurd. Congratulations. Boom. Sahih. Hey, all the Muslims in the chat who are saying this is daif. Jokes on you. Jokes on you. Hey, this is greater what? Greater Sahih. So Muslims, all those Muslims who are saying this is not authentic, you just got caught, Muslims. Hey, all the Muslims who said this is not authentic, y'all just got caught. Muhammad, you also agree with this absurd conclusion.
Bro, don't bring yourself. You are a joke.
Hey, Muslims, this if you want to talk about God right here, this is your God. You have to agree that your Allah has two right hands.
Let's talk about.
Yeah, you have to agree. That's why. Yes, it is Sahih. Yes, indeed. Joseph, it is wild. So just to be clear, you wanted to talk about God. You wanted to talk about God. This is your God right here, two right hands.
Bro, you are so ignorant.
No. How am I ignorant if I just showed you the evidence?
Because the Sahih has a sequences of narrative.
Okay, so that chain of narration, is it Sahih? Perfect. I have a question. Yes, so that chain of narration, is it Sahih? That chain of narration, I understand. That chain of narration, is it greater Sahih? Yes? So do you have to accept this?
Okay.
So you have to accept that your Allah has two right hands, correct?
If Muhammad said so, then it's correct. And
oh man, dude, you're gone. Yeah, I think that's absurd. I think this is absurd.
Bro, it doesn't mean this meaning.
This is absurd.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah, bro. Show the Arabic text.
This is absurd. You want me to show you the Arabic? No problem. You read the Arabic?
Yeah, of course I read it.
Okay. Show me any relevant differences. Go ahead.
Okay. And the right here means the side, not the hands, bro.
Perfect. Yeah, that's even worse. So then your Allah has two right arms, right? Your Allah has two right arms specifically to the side, to the right side specifically. Okay, that makes it worse for you.
You need to understand what does this mean. The meaning, not the one you are trying to say that he has physically two hands.
Wait, so just to be clear, do you agree that your Allah has two right hands?
Not a physical one, bro.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, the authority school would disagree with you on that.
Okay, bring the next one. I'm here.
So okay, yeah, we're finished. We're finished. That's it. That's it. But thank you for hopping on. Thank you. Have a good one. All right, next person. Let's see. So that's it right there. Islam leads you to believing that your Allah has two right arms. Two right arms. So if you want to talk about Jesus' incarnation, let's see how your God is going to pair up to Jesus. Jesus, when he took on the human nature, at least he has two arms, one on the left, one on the right. He didn't have two right arms like this. What's going on? Got caught, the moment I brought up how it's greater Sahih. LA Apologetics, God bless you, brother. But yeah, so it's good as Sahih. So all y'all Muslims, just embarrass yourselves when you said that it's not authentic. Sad. So was it authentic or no? Was it authentic? Muslims will give different answers depending on whether it favors them or not. Different answers. Absolutely different answers. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, are you a Muslim?
I am.
Okay, I got you. Do you think clouds were created?
Alright, I want to just come to just one point, and I'll close after that.
No, but I wanted to just bring forth this point though, real quick. Do you think
just a small thing? Just a small thing, right? There's a part of the Quran. It says there's ليس كمثله شيء. There's nothing like Allah. So when we said hand, as the man said, it's not a physical hand. Like you can't just imagine how does it look like your soul, right? Am I right? We can't imagine, right? What about the Creator? So it is nothing like God. That's it.
Perfect. How about this? When Muslims ask me, how does the Trinity make sense? I just simply say, well, we're limited. God is unlimited. So he's a mystery. So therefore, no contradiction. That's literally how y'all Muslims are going to go about this. Literally. You're saying, oh, it's a mystery. Oh, it's a mystery. His two right arms, they're actually not like us. Okay. They're not the two right arms. And so Allah is actually not a human being. So it's a mystery. Literally, you're saying it's a mystery. I can say that same exact thing about the Trinity. Yeah, it's just mystery. It's a mystery. So do you think a 5-year-old would understand your Allah with two right arms? Is that understandable to a 5-year-old? That's what y'all Muslims love bringing up, right? God should be so simple that a 5-year-old can understand. Okay, does a 5-year-old understand how a human being could have two right arms like so? Or Allah having two right arms and a shin, which he will show to his creation? He will enter. He sits on his throne. What? Really? Really now? He's speaking of honor. Scholars say it's not physical. Okay, what scholars? A good number of Muslims out there they're gonna say it's literal. It's not metaphorical. It's not spiritual, right? The authority school of understanding, they say that it's literal. I'll give you certain names. Anas, Jake the metaphysician, they all agree this is literal. They all agree. I've had a debate with another Muslim as well. His name is Brazilian Muslim or something like that. Apologetics. He agrees it's literal. So stop playing, Muslims. Stop playing. Yes, I know certain Muslims think that it has to be spiritual. It has to be, yo.
Hello, what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you Christian?
Yeah, I'm Christian. I have a question for you. Do you think that, just to
I
be
have a
clear,
question for you. Can I not ask
I have a
questions?
question though.
You have too many questions. Let me ask you
Bro,
a question.
I'm curious, that's why. You don't want to
curious?
sate my
Give me some
curiosity?
Yeah, you can
Here.
ask me a question
Okay.
once I ask
Yeah,
you a question.
Are clouds created by God?
Clouds?
Yeah.
What's your point that you're trying to make?
I'm asking you a very simple question. Are clouds created by God? Is this thing created by God?
Question.
Is this created by God? Is the tree outside created by God?
Yes.
Is the earth created by God?
Mm-hmm.
Are clouds created by God?
See, I told you it's a follow-up question. What is your point that you're trying to make?
It's a very simple question, bro. It's simple like that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
tree was made of that.
yes, okay. Are there any trees not created by God?
What is your question? Can I?
It's very simple. Look, I'm gonna build up to it.
No. You see,
Are there any trees? Are there any trees not made by God?
Depends.
Depends. Wait, just to be clear. It's possible that there are trees that are not created by God. So eternal trees? The question is too difficult. Montana, you're right. The question is too difficult, man. Hey, just to be clear. Are there trees not created by God? Eternal trees?
I already answered you.
Hey, bro, just look. If you hesitate,
What is your question, brother?
Look. Let me show you the dilemma that you're in. If you hesitate on these simple questions, you look foolish. If you don't hesitate, your Islam is gonna look foolish as well.
I don't think you're in a position to talk to us about Islam.
I'm gonna show you why. Look, so whether you hesitate to answer my question or you answer directly, Islam is gonna be absurd. I'm gonna show you.
According to who?
So I'm gonna show you. According to me. So are there trees?
Source,
are there eternal trees?
You're not a reliable source.
Yeah. Don't trust me. I'm asking the question then. Don't trust me.
Opinion.
Are there eternal trees according to you?
I want to know the real question.
Yeah. Are all trees created?
I want to know the real question. I answered you.
Are clouds created? Is the dirt created?
You asked me the same question like 10 times.
Yeah. So I'm asking you very clearly. Is there a single piece of dirt that is not created? Is there a single cloud that's not created? Is there a single tree that's not created? Simple. Is there something hard about that question?
No, I already answered it, but I don't know why you're trying to.
No, you didn't. I asked you the question specifically, are trees created? Now I'm asking you, was there a single tree? Is there a single tree that's uncreated?
Everything was created by God. Let me put it that way.
Perfect. Thank you. So let me read this to you. Thank you. I'll read this to you. So everything was created by God?
No, everything. Let's be clear here now. Wait. Let's be clear here now. Okay, what's this?
Narrated Waqi bin Huris from his uncle Abu Rasin, who said, I said, O messenger of Allah, where was our Lord before he created his creation? Watch this answer. Watch this. Before creation, right? He said, he was above the clouds. Wait, what? You're telling me before creation there were clouds? No air was under him. No air was above him. And he created his throne upon the water. Wait. So your answer to what was before creation is, oh, he also created this. What? There were clouds before creation, and then there was also creation before creation? Are you serious, Muhammad?
Is that a serious question? With all due respect.
So, just to be clear.
How old are you, first of all?
Yeah, I'm 23. So just to be clear, right? Just to be clear, the question was, hey Allah, or hey Muhammad, where was the Lord before he created his creation? Before. So why is Muhammad answering my question? Why is Muhammad answering my question by saying Allah was above the clouds? Wait, aren't clouds created?
Like I said before, brother, you should educate yourself more on these topics. You're in no position to talk to us about.
Okay, so air was not created, right? No air was under him. Air was not created yet. No air was above him. But clouds, yes, clouds existed before creation. What?
I'm saying something else. You're saying something else.
Yeah, because I'm actually sticking with the topic.
What's the topic? You don't have a topic.
The topic is this, right? The topic is this. The topic is this right here. The topic is this. Wait, just to be clear. So air was not created. Wait, Muhammad. So Muhammad, you just answered me, Muhammad. When I asked you, hey Muhammad, where was our Lord? Yes, I know. So, hey Muhammad, where was our Lord before he created his creation? Muhammad's answer to me is, nope, air was not in existence yet. No, air was not in existence. But what was in existence were clouds, and he also created the throne before the creation.
People saying, 1 second, this be that you have to educate yourself, and I want you to do that, yeah? Let's not deal with these topics, yeah, when you don't have enough knowledge. Let me put it that way.
I need to wait. So
when I give you an answer, because the thing is you're wearing that mask and you're not gonna take that mask out, so then I wouldn't be able to convince you.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
So open your heart a little bit and bring up some good arguments. Not these arguments have been refuted many of times.
Wait, so just to be clear, does this not show an absurd conclusion? In your Islam, this is absurd, isn't it? Do you not understand the force of this argument? The question was before creation, where was Allah? This is not during creation. This is not after creation. This is before. Muhammad's answer for me is, oh, yeah, clouds. No air. No. Air was not created. No, but clouds? Yeah, they were in existence. Oh, no. But concerning the throne? Yeah, he created the throne before the creation. Are you, what? My question is before creation. Why are you telling me he created his throne before creation? Why are you telling me clouds existed before before creation? Why are you telling me specifically no air was created? Yeah, you just heard that. You just saw that. There was no air, but there were clouds. What?
Okay.
How can there be air without clouds? Or how can there be clouds without air?
Can I speak now?
You can speak after answer those questions. Yes.
Yeah. So you see what you do is you ramble for 20 minutes. You ask 10 questions, and then when I answer, then you say, "Oh, you didn't answer my question." Now you're all over the place. So what I want you to do is to get yourself a little bit, you know what I mean? Just collect yourself a little bit. Don't ramble for 20 minutes. Ask me one question. You're asking 20 questions. So which one? And then if I don't reply, you say, "Oh, you run."
So was this? Yeah. Okay, I have a question then.
I didn't accept that topic that you brought up. You said, "Oh, that's the topic."
Wait, you don't accept the topic, even though it's my panel and I have the question? Hey, you don't have to accept the topic, bro. No. I never asked you to agree with the topic.
No, but you said
I have the panel. I'm the host.
Okay, I didn't agree to the topic.
Okay? You hopped up. So I'm the one with the question. So I asked the question. Before creation. Yeah. So do you think this is graded Sahih or Daif, or what is this? Is this an authentic narration or no? What do you think? Muslims, answer me in the comments. Do you think this is authentic? Hassan? Okay, resist several. Okay, you think it's Hassan? You think it's Hassan? What else? Okay, people, is this authentic?
Okay, well, how many kinds of hadiths do we have?
Hey, add. I want to see what Muslims say.
That was not my question.
So one of the Muslims said that it's Hassan, right? So, I want to ask you this question: is this an authentic hadith?
My brother, how many kinds of hadiths do we have? That was my question.
Yeah, can you answer my question? So you can have those that are authentic and then those that are weak, etc., etc. So I'm asking you this. Is this authentic?
This guy's slow. How many kinds of hadiths do we have?
Hey, hold on. One more. Yeah. So somebody brought in a good objection. Oh, Dad said it's anthropology language. Okay, genius. Look at this. Look at the context. Before he created creation, look, he was above the clouds. Okay, you're gonna say that's anthropologic, right? One moment. Let me answer. Right? So you're gonna say, oh, it's metaphorical, right? It's figurative. Genius. Look at this. Look, your Muhammad clarified this is not metaphorical, because he clarifies literally right after clouds. He says no air. So that means he's speaking physically. He's speaking literally. No air was before the creation. He's not thinking of this like according to a metaphor or a figure. Nothing. He's literally taking this. That's in the context. And so you have your clouds. You have the clouds. Yeah, you have the clouds before creation. And you also have creation before creation, genius.
Why don't you read your own Bible with all due respect? Because you got a collection of.
I've read the Bible multiple times. Yes. So I've read the Bible multiple times. Yes.
What church do you belong to?
So I believe in the Bible multiple times, or multiple times I have. So just to be clear. So since you are a Sunni Muslim, you agree.
I didn't say that.
You're not a Sunni Muslim?
I'm a Muslim. What church do you belong to?
I'm a Catholic. What does that have to do with anything? So do you believe in this?
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So then do you believe in this? This is greater good. You don't believe in a good hadith? In your good hadith?
I didn't say that. I already answered the question. I don't know.
So do you believe in a hadith that is good or no? Yes or no? Here's the citation, people. Take notes. 3109, right there. Take notes. So you don't believe in a good hadith?
Okay.
If the chain of narration is good, if the chain of narration is good, do you believe in it?
I already answered you, so there's no.
Yeah. Okay. Have a good one then. Thank you.
All right, take it.
Yeah. Thank you. Hey, bro. I'll give you this though. You're at least pretty calm, pretty collected, relaxed. But the comment that we're still saying you got baked, bro. Yikes. You don't sound like an uncle though, but somebody said you were unk getting cooked. You don't sound like an unk. But that's what it is, That's what it is. So, do y'all see that before your eyes? Winnie Pooh said, Momo just made whatever came to his dumb mind. Homie thinks heaven is like cartoons with clouds everywhere. Side, yeah, true, basically. Andrew Martin said the throne actually means threadless, a construction of wood. This actually refers to rafters of a roof. Yeah, so rafters of a roof, basically. Yeah, clouds before creation. Andy, yes, indeed, yes. Burgundy, God bless, bro. Andrew said, when you show that Jesus is not a prophet in Islam, you know that Islam is false and you are a troll. Yeah, bro. So that's Islam for y'all. Before creation, clouds were in existence. Air? No. There was no air before creation. But clouds? Yes. There were clouds. There was also the throne, the creation of the throne before creation. Yeah. So before, the question is, hey, Muhammad, before creation, what was there? Oh, yeah, there was the creation of the throne. Are you dumb? How can there be a creation of the throne before creation? If my question is before creation, why are you answering me with creation? Before creation. You're telling me there's a throne, but there's no air? All right. Have a good one. Yikes. If you're not a Christian, it's foolish, you know? This is it right here. But people, I do have to head out. You know, I do have to head out. Let's stay busy for the Lord. You know, stay busy for the Lord. God bless all the Christians in there. You know, thanks for joining. And, you know, I pray, honestly, Muslims, I don't do this just for mockery or anything like that. I do this because I love y'all. I want y'all to know the truth. And I want y'all to see the ridiculousness of Islam, of the hadiths, of the ahadith. Not the ridiculousness of you as a human being. I love you as a human being. You're created in God's image and likeness. You have a good nature. You're called to love Jesus. Jesus loves you already. He died on the cross for you. But I'm saying Islam itself, it's embarrassing. Islam, the ahadith, I oftentimes, you know, stay with the topic of the Trinity or the Islamic dilemma because I like serious stuff where people can discuss. But I have certain days where I feel like I want to show what a joke of Islam is, right? What a joke Islam actually is. Not because I hate the people. No, I love Muslims, you know. I love the people. I'm saying that the religion itself leads to absurd conclusions. Terrible. So Christians, take notes, you know. Take notes of, you know, the lesson for today. And that's it, people. I'm going to have to head out. All right, God bless you all. Take care. Yes, Winnie Pooh.